even better than what we had last week. I can promise you that. By the way, my name is Bumi Bade Adeniji, and I am not in the studio alone this morning. As usual, we have a full house, but my co-host, Frank Mike, is here. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, and good morning, our listeners. As usual, like you said, we put on learner's badge today.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's critical we look at what is happening about our country. So today, we're going to look at all those things as it is, hoping with time we'll have mercy on us.
Amen. Well, we always say that on radio, time is never our friend. It does, the seconds tick by, and they turn into minutes, they turn into hours, and that's how time flies. But we'll make the most of the time that we have today. We're starting out with an announcement on behalf of our partner, Heck Travels, because they are seeking to hire a marketing executive that's in the aviation sector. The lucky candidate will head to Heck Travels office in Aba, the capital of commerce in the eastern region. There is an accommodation attached plus good pay. So if you are interested in such a job, it will take you to Aba, all right? And I think that's a good one. If you're interested, and sorry, I also said that there's accommodation and a good pay. So there's so many things attached to it. If you're interested, please send your CV through this email address I'm going to give you. Heck Travel Agency, one word, at yahoo.com. I'll take it again. Heck Travel Agency, that's HEC Travel Agency, one word, at yahoo.com. Some other interesting things to talk about today. Our ministers have been inaugurated by our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That happened on Monday, and most of them have feverishly outlined their focus, while others are circumspect, not willing to raise the hope outside the renewed hope mantra of this administration. It was interesting to see. I watched a little bit of that happened on Monday, and it was interesting to see the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory with his own opening. Anyway, that's who he is. And then Lola Adejan and Hanatu Musawa, Ministers of Tourism and Arts and Culture respectively, come to the bit with learning badges. On Villa Square segment today, two industry influencers in the persons of journalist Okorie Oguru and Awori Festival founder Prince Femi Fadino. Why do I always do this? Prince Femi Fadino helps to define the development. Also, on our Green Nigeria segment, Bosede Koshemani will be bringing us her own education on our green environment. And then our laughter merchant is in the house, Dennis Chukwebuka Okeke, aka MC Amebo. We'll be bringing you some, adding some spice to your morning this morning with a bit of comedy. And then our commentary comes in, in place of our new segment sponsored by Heck Travels, our friend that is also putting out an invitation to anyone out there who qualifies for such a role to work in Aba. And then Onitsha, Owerri, and Aba are gradually coming back on the high life groove as of old. So today, on our music segment, we're bringing you street music from MC Executive with Otto Onitsha. That's the new offering that is on the table for us, and we'll be bringing you that in our music segment. As usual, a great outing all planned out for you. So you want to stay tuned, do not touch your dial, and enjoy every bit of offering that we are bringing to you here on Creative Nigeria. Also, a quick mention to our partners as well. That's Anchor Insurance. We'll be hearing a bit from them today. All right, we'll be back after this break to just kick off the show in grand style. Stay with us, we'll be back.
People, una don hear about NICO, National Institute for for culture orientation. Na Naija powerhouse for all our cultural informate. Wey dem arrange to touchlight with different Naija culture, language, history, tradition, and our way of life. We join 200 million Nigerians together. Wey dey help make peace, security, and national togetherness. Dandachim. Dem office dey all over we sit geopolitical zone with one correct culture training school. NICO dey also partner local and international agency dem like UNESCO to help us maintain and grow our ogbonge cultural assets dem wey dey very important to our national development. NICO na agency wey dey under the Federal Ministry of Information, Culture and National Orientation. NICO Abuja office dey number 23 Kigoma Street, Wuse Zone 7E. Our website na info@nico.gov.ng. NICO, they maintain and build our culture for national development.
Right. So, welcome back and thank you for staying tuned. Here is our Green Nigeria segment handled by Bosede Koshemani.
Good morning, great listeners. I am Bosede Koshemani, your anchor on Green Nigeria segment on Creative Nigeria. The last time I spoke about birds of Lekki Conservation Center. This week we will continue. We will be speaking on the red-vented malimbes and the red forest weaverbirds. Interestingly, weaverbirds and malimbes are both in the weaver family. They are species of weaverbirds. And globally, we have 122 species of weaverbirds. The red forest weaverbird is found in West Africa and South Asia. They usually construct an elaborate nest for breeding. The male does the construction of the nest. The female bird comes in, inspects the nest. If she finds it suitable, then she goes in for breeding. If not, she flies out and the male has to construct another nest. The male birds keep constructing nests until the female birds find it suitable for them. You can imagine the male does the job. Now, weaver birds are interesting and could trick other birds into raising their chicks for them. And how do they do this? They lay their eggs in the nest of another weaver bird. Of course, when the weaver bird comes, we think it's its egg, and then it raises the chick. They are found in grassland areas, forests, and farmlands. Both the male and the female weaver birds have multiple mates during breeding season. They are both polygamous in nature. The red-vented malimbe, on the other hand, isn't. The male and female build their nests together. They are located in West Africa within forested areas, open grasslands, cultivated areas, and areas associated with palm trees. They are found in pairs or group of 5 adults. They feed on insects and the husk of palm nuts. These birds work together, as I said earlier, to build their nest, and it takes them 21 days to do so. Interestingly, that's the much that we can take this week on the colorful birds of the Lekki Conservation Center. Our first episode on this program, we talked about the Nigerian Conservation Summer Camp. The camp started on the 7th of August and would be concluded on Friday on the 25th of August. We had about 50 children in attendance. In order for us to safeguard our environment, we need to teach, to lead the next generation. And that is what the NCF Summer Camp is all about. That will be all from me this week. Join us same time next week. We'll be exploring the wildlife of Lekki Conservation Center. This is Bosede Koshemani handing over to Frank Meke and Bomi Bade Adeniji at the studio.
Anchor Insurance, we will always turn up for our clients when it really matters. We put in 100% because they mean the world to us. If you desire insurance services built around you, where claims are paid promptly, then come to Anchor Insurance.
You are the best. You are the very, very best. Oh, yeah. You make our
Anchor Insurance, where insurance truly works.
Thank you for staying tuned. I apologize sincerely. I did not introduce you to our weather girl. She's in the house this morning and she'll be bringing us the weather in Lagos.
Good morning. So today we're going to be taking only the weather in Lagos because of our time. So today, as we've seen, it rained today, just drizzled, but the expected weather for the rest of today is cloudy. Temperature shifts will be minor, ranging from a high of hot 29 degrees Celsius to a low warm 25 degrees Celsius. Sunrise was at about 6:40 this morning and sunset is anticipated to be about 6:57. Daylight will last for about 12 hours 70 minutes and you can do a lot with that time. This is a weather report from the Weather Channel and the Weather Atlas, brought to you by Creative Nigeria and put together by Olivier.
Thank you so much. You can see that Creative Nigeria cares about you. We're bringing you the weather in Lagos. You want to be prepared.
But again, I think we need to maybe subsequently you should need to kind of give us the best eye view what is happening elsewhere in the country. I know we don't have really time, but summit because that's our beat.
Yeah.
So we should know what's happening in Abuja, even if it's going to rain. I know it rained in Abuja like cats and dog yesterday.
Yeah.
And it was massive that people didn't really come out. So I don't know whether we're going to expect something in Lagos. Anytime soon?
I honestly can't say. The weather has been fluctuating. It can be sunny one moment and the next is raining.
All right.
So just be prepared.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Let's go ahead.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for that, Ebube. We're moving straight now into our hospitality segment where Justina Ovat is going to be bringing us hospitality nuggets. Last week, we learned about how, hospitality can be personalized to you in particular. We'll learn a little bit more today. Over to you, Justina.
Hello, listeners. Welcome to our third episode of Hospitality Nuggets with Justina Ovat on Creative Nigeria on Mainland 98.3 FM. Our nugget this week is listen actively, speak warmly, and empathize sincerely. Connect with your guest on a human level. I say that again. Listen actively, speak warmly, and empathize sincerely. Connect with your guests on a human level. In the context of hospitality, the statement emphasizes the importance of effective communication and emotional connection when interacting with guests or customers. Let's break down what each part of the statement means. Firstly, listen actively. This means paying full attention to what the guest is saying, not just hearing their words. Active listening involves giving your full focus, maintaining eye contact, nodding to show understanding, and avoiding interruption. It's about making the guest feel heard and valued. Secondly, speak warmly. When interacting with guests, using a warm and friendly tone of voice creates a welcoming atmosphere. Speaking warmly involves using polite language, a pleasant demeanor, and a positive attitude. This can help put guests at ease and make them feel comfortable. Thirdly, empathize sincerely. Empathy involves understanding and sharing the feelings of another person. In the context of hospitality, it means recognizing and acknowledging the emotions and needs of your guest. Sincere empathy shows that you genuinely care about your well-being and are willing to provide assistance or support as needed. And fourthly, connect on a human level. This aspect emphasizes treating guests as individuals rather than just customers. It involves recognizing their unique preferences, needs, and experiences. Connecting on a human level means building a rapport with guests by finding common ground, showing genuine interest, and creating a personalized experience. Even banks have moved from sending emails with the generic "Dear valued customer" to the personalized Dear Justina. In summary, the statement underscores the importance of fostering meaningful and genuine interactions with guests in the hospitality industry. By actively listening, speaking warmly, empathizing sincerely, and connecting on a human level, hospitality professionals can create a positive and memorable experience for their guests, leading to increased satisfaction and loyalty. I leave you with one of my favorite quotes, the words of the great Maya Angelou that says, "People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." I do hope you're feeling well today. I shall hand you back to Frank Meke and the delectable Bumi Bade Adeniji at the studio in Lagos.
Interesting. I like it when queens, appreciate other queens.
As soon as they do. All the same, dear Justin Vat, how are you today? Okay, that's
Exactly.
what we learned.
Yes, that's what we learned.
Dear Bumi, how are you today?
I'm doing well. Okay. Dear Frank, how are you today?
I'm okay.
Well, we are getting to that light part of the show where we take things on a lighter note. And to help us do that on the show this morning is our very own MC Amebo, a.k.a. Dennis Chukwuebuka, okay. Or is it the other way around? Meanwhile, just before you come on, MC Amebo, you can watch what is going on right now. I want to believe you can head straight to Instagram, to YouTube, or to Facebook. Mainland FM 98.3 on Facebook, Mainland 98.3 FM on YouTube, Mainland FM 98.3 on Instagram. Also, we also have where you can see us as a show on creative_Naija_TV. So you want to go straight to social media, you will find us there. And everybody in the studio right now, you can see MC Amebo's nice face. You can see Frank's handsome face. You can see you can see his beer face, and you can see our darling weather girl Ebube Sharon James. You can see everybody in the studio. But over to you, MC Amebo.
My sister, thank you. This country, what should the guests? May they learn to appreciate our beg. If you go Lekki, if you tell Lekki girl, you're looking beautiful, I love your hairstyle. Go, yeah, oh really? Thank you. Go Ikeja. Meet Ikeja girl, you're looking beautiful and looking sweet. They say thank you. I remember that this morning as I reached the show, I see one girl like, hello sister, you're looking beautiful. The girl say, he consign you. As soon as they find I will give a left for this street. Let me show. This is not be joke. Seriously, I do tell people that Nigerian police are really trying, but there are some bad eggs they need to remove. You understand? I was driving down from Aja down to Mainland. Policeman just stopped. Park. I was parked. Just came down from it like, who are you? As I'm a comedian. MC Amebo say, you're a comedian or you're a crack joke. We can't begin crack joke. This guy no laugh. We crack all the whole joke we know for this life. Crack down, we don't crack for politician. The guy no still laugh. I just want for pocket, give her 1K. Said, so you get this kind of joke, sees you still the whole and tight. Or you crack on that joke, give me. Not be joke. Seriously. And I don't tell people, if you see big man, the way the big man do snore is different from where poor man do snore, or maybe the way they sneeze. Have you seen where my Oga Frank make it do sneeze before? He sneeze like a big man. You hear something like, Rasta, give me a bottle of water, please. If you see poor man sneezing here, I talk and say they come in for village. Nobody they call you in a sign of poverty. No be that one they invest me pass. If you see where big man they snore, Jesus Christ, you go say, oh my God, snoring. You go hear 1 million inside the snoring, 2 million. But poor man, you go hear Babi Jebu. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was my time. MC Amebo was the name. Creative Nigeria.
Interesting one. Thank you so much.
No day for that police cracking of joke.
We no deal.
Because police are
you get name.
You get name, me I don't get. But all I know is police them my friend.
Yes.
Police
is your friend, actually.
Dear police, how are you? You are looking well today. I mean,
yes.
Now don't that time bad now the thing work out. But you can get the one where they put on for pocket.
Well,
anyway, now I'm saying Amebo.
Exactly.
They look for Amebo.
But thank you so much for that. I want to believe that has at least lightened up your Thursday morning a little further. We're getting to the tough nitty gritty part of the show, but we'll take a break so that we can get ourselves prepared. That's our Villa Square segment where we have Okorie and Prince Fadino, who are going to have a conversation in the studio this morning in place of our news. So you know that it is serious business. We'll be back after this to do that. All right, welcome back and thank you for staying tuned. Creative Nigeria is your Thursday morning offering every Thursday here on mainland 98.3 FM, and we're getting into the nitty gritty. We always call our Villa Square segment the hot seat segment, but today it's not going to be hot. It's just going to be very nice and conversational because we must discuss this new administration. We want to look at our ministers that have been inaugurated by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That happened on Monday, but we're looking at we're shining the light on the ministers of tourism and arts and culture. They've been separated. So we have tourism and we have arts and culture. So to take us further, joining us this morning to have this conversation is Okorie Oguru, who is a journalist in this particular field as well. He's actually a friend of the house. Good morning, Okorie.
For me, thank you for having me here again today.
It's a pleasure to have you in the house.
Thank you.
And we know that you're ready to talk to us this morning.
Yeah. These are new developments.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, over to you, Frank.
Yeah, I saw it took a deep breath.
Yes.
And, I know when a journalist does that, it's a lot of things on. So let's quickly look at the other. Let's go to, we know have two ministers, we know their names, Lola John, and of course we are now too, pretty ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty ladies represent. And
Young.
Young too. And I like the presence of women. But the question of Korea is, what derivables do you think they should bring to these bits? When I mean bits, both culture and in tourism. Just fast so that we can...
Yeah, it's a very simple thing. There have been so many talks in the past.
Yes.
The division of the two ministries into Ministry of Tourism and the Ministry of Culture and Arts is just a fact that, look, it's no longer business as usual. This is time for action, and there should be indices to judge and say, this is what you have achieved. It's not a question of just saying, look, I'm there in this ministry and the minister. President Tinubu is saying, look, with this, you have to give me what is, within this period of time, I want this thing. It's business. It's no longer what we have known in the past. Those are the key things.
I think I quite agree with you on that, because the man threw it back at us. We're making noise all this while. No, it's really, we've been advocating for it for a long time. But, the culture one is the one that actually took us out of the way. And a lot of people say, because a man worked hard, showed us that we could make money, we could really turn around the economy, we could really create jobs, through our cultural ecosystem. That's the DG, National Council for Arts and Culture. And of course, the president now decided, okay, fine, since you have done that, why don't we also, like you said, have a new ministry? What do you think?
Okay, Frank, maybe I'm a student of history.
Yes.
So I would like to take you a little bit back in time, about 20 years ago today. 24 years ago, 1999, that was when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was made governor of Lagos.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you follow his antecedent, then after he was made governor of Lagos in 2000, in the year 2000, he scrapped the Department of Tourism in Lagos State. If you remember, he created Lagos Waterfront and Tourism Development Corporation, where Hakim Badamila was the general manager. Now he went, so he knew what he was doing. In 2001, precisely March 24 to March 31, 2001, even before Donald Duke, President Tinubu, as governor of Lagos, had the first Black Heritage Festival. You should remember. He not only did Black Heritage Festival, he devoted about 100 million naira for Black Heritage Festival in 2001.
Wow.
Just if you look at the how the naira is doing, then you can now imagine the amount of money. So he knew what he was, and within that period, he brought in about 50 Black governors. This thing from America.
Yeah.
One, he wanted to sell the not just heritage and also the tourism asset of Lagos. So he knew
what he was doing.
And he knew where he was going. It is that same mindset. So people thinking that maybe he's just creating. Of course, he knew there's money in culture.
Sure.
He knew that you can use it to make money.
Yeah.
So the first thing before you can start asking, let's also give. Let's create the enabling environment. You won't say this is the reason why you can't deliver on culture. You won't say this is the reason why you can't deliver in tourism. He has created the enabling environment. So it's now time for action.
Okay.
So that is it.
200 million people, and for Lola Adejon, we're looking at tourism inwards, domestic tourism or tourism in Nigeria.
Yeah.
What do you think should be, maybe 100 days achievables?
Okay.
And again, I just ask this so that you can just stick two of them together.
Yeah.
People say these ladies, just like we said, they come with learner's badge. Does it really count?
No.
Go ahead.
Going by experience. Let me start from that, the last question.
Yes.
Your friend, Frank, I say it. Your friend, stop laughing.
Friend.
Your friend Edem Duke
was
the Federation of Tourism Association of Nigeria president,
and he failed
when he was made the Minister of Tourism. Of course, you've answered the question whether he succeeded or not. Now, let's look at Frank Ogbewu. He's one of the best in terms of achievement. He came with the learner's badge. And he did very wonderfully well.
People say that he was a diplomat, so he had exposure.
He's not a tourist. He wasn't from tourism.
Anyway,
compared to Edem Duke. So
Edem also had the exposure, but he failed. That's not was a time on Edem.
So it doesn't matter.
Yes.
But the main thing, talking about the first 100 days,
yes,
there are two key things I think we should. Let's not just, if you keep on doing the same thing the same way, you're likely going to get the same results.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So why not for a change? Let's start from the first. That is going back, getting a tourism master plan. Let's first of all do, this is the map, this is where we want to go. Let's not just do things, we want to do things for doing things.
That's what I was saying.
Yes.
Okay, these are short-term deliverables.
Yeah.
Okay, these are long-term. That's a master plan.
Yes.
Yeah, because if you don't, even if you're going to do long-term plan, let the master plan dictate to you what you are going to do. So this is short-term deliverable. This is the medium term, and this is the long term. So you already have them.
So what do you think should be the short term now? Because she needs to really tell us. For me, I believe citizen mobilization is for me
absolutely
is critical.
Yes.
Because everybody understand why we must protect tourism, why we must do tourism. It's very important. Even culture. As the case may be. Yes, we've done a lot. A lot of people understand. It's no longer dances. It's no longer going to do Wambe and all those things. So culture has really been redefined by what Otuba has done in NCAC. So a lot of people can understand. But again, it's not enough because there are a lot of people that can be reached, through conventional means that we have. So what do you think? Just one or two, so that we still have a lot to run, so we can really get what we. But we need to help them.
Okay.
We need to really help
the
them.
the short term.
Yes.
You see, I think the minister in the last 8 years there has been a disconnect.
Okay.
Between the private sector and the public sector in the area of tourism.
Yes.
So if you are going to, because tourism, even though the government makes the policy and the laws, it is private sector driven.
Yes.
So they can't afford to be moving in different direction. So the first thing the minister, I expect her to do is to heal that disconnect. First of all, then have the opportunity of interacting with the private sector.
Yes.
Because they are the one, without them you can't sell tourism. You get it? So once they are on the same page in terms of what we need to do. Of course, there's nobody has a monopoly of wisdom, either from the private or public sector. But when you synergize, when you listen to each other, which we have not had in the last 8 years, no thanks to, if I may bring it back, like Mohammed,
go ahead.
yes, no thanks to him. It was a disastrous 8 years in tourism. I'll always keep on saying it. You understand? So, heal that disconnect first of all. Feel the pulse of the this one. What are the problems? What are the areas they can do clear? What are the low-hanging fruits that we can work upon? So from there, you have a total idea of how to move to the next level. But without, first of all, having an interaction, and also not just one-day meeting, no, concrete one. Be it from the area of the NATO, from the NANTA, from the hospital and all that, so that you have a general feel of the
so everybody should come with what they feel that can be done.
And then from the government perspective, the so-called technocrats at the public sector will come.
I come to you on that, Okore. And I find that one of our problems really is that there's a general pool in the civil service, like the police or security agencies, non-professionals, so put. Non-professionals, and I think the people, the ecosystem, management ecosystem of the ministry, and I think that's also why we failed, in the last 8 years, because most of them, for instance, the current PAMSEC today is a medical doctor, okay, and that also impacts because they need to go back, on the learning curve, and of course, there's advantage, of course, way with that, but knowing Nigeria very well, all you see is the power. You don't see the learning culture and all those. So I think we need to also look at that, because we need to look out for real professionals, those who really understand this business, so that they can help her, as it is. And I think that's where I think the private sector really need to also support that. Yes.
Apart from that, you see, President Tinubu knows what he's doing in this area. There will be no hiding place for mediocrity. Look, it's easy for us, if it is tourism and culture, we say, we did so, we did this carnival, we did this festival, we did this thing. It was wonderful. We use it to cover for mediocrity. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Now, tourism is pure business. You get it.
So how much is coming in?
Yeah.
How many jobs has been created?
These are the only things that can stand you out. It's not either you attended a festival or you don't attend any festival. You get to anybody, the mediocres within the sector that don't have anything to offer.
So they celebrate all those, I get people like gave them food.
Yeah, exactly. So those things might not like it, because especially in tourism, it's purely business.
Yeah.
So what have you people done in the last
But let me take you on this. Do you think she should just go and do some surgery on NTDA? They call it NTDA now. I still call it NTDC. And of course, every other agency. I know some agency is going to move to culture, and I'm sure they've not done the sharing.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, when the sharing is done, so possibly we'll see where it goes. But do you think there are some surgeries that Lola should apply to get the agencies working? Because the ministry is for policy formulation and mentoring, and of course these are deliverables. The agencies do
Mr. Frank, let me continue.
Yes.
I will ask you a question.
Yes.
I will ask you a question. Do I think that there should be look at an agency like NTDA? Then I ask you a question. In the last 8 years, what do you have to show as the achievement of NTDA?
I have no answer to that. So, I think we should just go. Let's go to Hanatu. No, we don't need to waste time. We know when you have an obvious answer.
Answers the question. That answers the question.
So let's go to Hanatu now.
Yeah.
Quite different, Lola Adejon, ICT, coming from there. This is a lawyer, both maritime and gas and all those things. Again, like you said, it doesn't really look at it. It's just the passion to, and of course, they say pretty lady does pretty things. What do you think? What do you think about her?
I think.
Well, I believe she has an advantage. She has somebody who has really done the
Yes,
job.
that's what I'm going to.
Yes.
You and I will know how, for example, the pilot agency in that ministry,
yes,
which is NCAC, we know how it was. Mr. Maker, you know how it was. Even when we travel to World Travel Market, the DG of NCAC, it was NC what? Are you getting me? Can anything good come out of Nazareth? You know that kind of a thing. But we see an individual with a track record of achievement, that's Osobashegun Rushewe, coming there to transform the whole thing. He wasn't talking about that. He's talking about the economy, the business angle of culture.
Yes.
You get it? The business angle of arts and craft. So a template, she's lucky. The Minister of Culture and Art, she's lucky that the background job had already been done for her.
Yes.
Are you getting by
Yes.
the NCAC? Now the mindset, but you understand that look, this is about business and what you can derive from it. So that template has I believe if she works with that and runs with that, now she has a better advantage, sorry to say, than the lady from tourism. Yeah, because it's just a question of
someone has laid the groundwork.
Exactly.
Okay, okay, we're going to come back to you. Bumi,
Yeah.
I know you're listening quietly.
Oh,
because
yes.
We're going to thunder us later.
Very interesting conversation.
Let's go take a heck travel to Chingu, and then we'll do music.
Yeah.
And then
we'll
come back to Korea.
I actually want us to talk about that Nigeria first. So let's just put that somewhere.
Okay, somewhere else. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, over to you. On our music segment, we're bringing you a hot message. Listen and pick one thing or two from it.
Hey, Michael, you travel frequently and hardly complain of travel services. How do you come by?
I use the services of one of the best travel outfits in Nigeria, Heck Travel Agency.
Heck Travel Agency?
Oh yes, Heck Travel Agency takes care of travel plans, ticketing, insurance, visa, and provides pocket-friendly fares helpful in this new normal.
Really? What about holiday packages for families?
Trust Heck Travel Agency on that too. On request, the agency provides both local and international tourism holiday packages with detailed country situation reports, car hire, and hotel reservation.
Where can I locate Heck Travel Agency?
Very easy, my friend. Heck Travel Agency is located in number 2 Ibro Avenue, Rainbow Estate, Trans Amadi, River State. Telephone 0907-893-5167. Lagos office, Parkview Estate, Ikoyi. Telephone 0806-2463-292. Heck Travel Agency, always in touch.
Jamsil on the beat.
Kabekwe executive. Isigana batasia miasia na lotu mpania. Arogana kase musubane bia ina wanya. Ibato tu menu nako. Ibato tu menu nako. Ibatani mo tu menu nako no tu.
Ah, I am Moisa. Manasi okuya balasia isa.
Ibato tu menu nako. Ibato tu menu nako. Ibato tu onisha menu nako boli no tu.
Ene beche bingi. Ha! Ero da isa.
Onye si no tu ademe. Imaru no tileti. Ibato tu egosi kebi feneme. Otu adasindo asindo ebiloni isi no tu.
Aga waile ke plasma ke.
What a groove. I can hear high life in there. I can hear a bit of traditional, music in there as well. But this sounds really good.
Yeah, that's the creativity when it comes to the creative arts.
Yes.
I mean, it's not just those other ones, but this is really homegrown.
Yes.
It's like street music in Onitsha, and like we said earlier. From Onitsha, it's coming back. It's a rebound.
Yes.
From Onitsha, you go to Owerri, you get the bongo, and of course, going back to the east.
Yeah.
These are the. So we pray that peace return to this area, and you're going to see a lot of great things that's going to come from that area. And of course, Okere is here. I'm sure he has O2. O2 means a group, gathering. In the Igbo land, there's a group of people that they say. So in the evening after the sales, this is O2.
O2, yes.
O2 mainland.
O2 mainland.
O2 mainland. So it's coming back, because age grade groups and all those. So these are these are what Hanatu should.
It's our culture.
It's our culture, going back to age grades, and all those, and try to bring out this. Like I said when we were very young, the bongo culture. I used to be called Melody when I was very young because I dance a lot, and all those things. But this is critical, to really, getting this. This is go to Onitsha today. I mean, the records are off the beat. It's a sellout. And of course, you see them, after the market days, you just retire somewhere.
And relax.
And it's money.
Yes.
Because when you realize all the drinks, everything, food and everything is gone. So a lot of people are employed and, business is generated and of course employment comes in. Okay.
Yeah.
Ojo Onitsha.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just like we've been talking about culture, Nigeria is unique. Onitsha, Owerri, just name it. That is what one of the things that makes Nigeria what it is, and it is something that we could turn into wealth.
Absolutely,
you get it?
Yes.
Why can we? Why isn't that possible? Because there is nowhere on earth you can get that vibe.
Duplicate.
You can get that feel. You just have to come to Nigeria. Places like Onitsha, places like for this, let me divert a bit. I've not seen Mr. Frank dance. But back to reality. Yeah, she has a lot. She has a lot on her plate that she can work with. Once she's ready to work, and I believe she has some very good hands in the different, especially in some of those, her parastatals that could guide and help her to achieve.
Good guys, yes. Good hard work, because of course there, if you can just hazard a guess, I can say NCAC, National Organization, NICO,
yes.
National Institute for Cultural Organization. Yeah. Also, we have Nigeria. The what do they call them now? NTN, National Troop of Nigeria.
National Troop of Nigeria.
This in fact, National Troop of Nigeria. They were recently, and they're coming back big. To tell us that look, we can use not only to make money. You can use it to market Nigeria, promote Nigeria, rebrand Nigeria.
In fact, you just hit the nail on the head.
I think Kanati has her job done out for her.
Yeah, that's what I'm
so
saying.
It's just for her to come down and say, look, gentlemen, can we work together? I hope there will be no ego, because I know that some women, they carry some leftovers. I don't know.
I think Bumi should be able to answer.
I don't know. Bumi was talking about something.
Yeah,
of course,
Nigeria first. Yes.
So let's
in that aspect, I was wondering if Okorie could help us to answer that. Especially for the Minister of Tourism, that's Lolade John.
Yeah.
We're looking at how we can look inwards, how people can look at tourism. I want to go from Ondo State and visit Abuja, for example. Those are the things that I feel that we should begin to focus on to be able to expand our own, industry first before we start looking outwards.
I totally and absolutely agree with you. Mr. Frank is here. He knows a lot about my travel habit.
Yeah.
I not just because of the distance, not just because of economy. I enjoy moving around the Nigeria, traveling around Nigeria, and I've been lucky enough to move around Nigeria quite a lot. You have very, very beautiful scenery. You have beautiful places, both in terms of culture and in terms of the ecosystem.
Absolutely.
So now, talking about that, you see, if you don't, whatever tourism, if you don't learn to also appreciate your tourism, patronize your tourism, what you have as your tourism asset, you can't bring anybody from outside. And of course, even though we know there are areas, red areas with security challenges, but it's not all over Nigeria. There are still areas that you can do very, very healthy tourism. I think let's just not go beyond. There was this slogan one of the NTDA came up with. Is it traveling Nigeria or what? Only that they see any traveling being done. So let's go beyond the talk. Let's go beyond the showmanship. Let's go beyond the fact and then do it in the actual sense of the word.
Another thing we just because we have less than 2-3 minutes.
Yes.
So we just quick one. There's this sing song, digital tourism. Over wide. I think it's one of those things that because all everywhere we've been digitalized our environment. But why is it that NTDA, they made a case out of it, yet we are not seeing, we don't see anything about it.
I don't have
because we are saying so because Lola is coming from ICT. So of course somebody don't come and start telling us one sing song about digitalizing when actually we should do citizen mobilization.
No. You see, I don't have any problem with ICT or IT or on being or whatever tourism, but the bottom line is that if you're doing it, is that the boot on the ground is very, very important. If you finish all these things, if you finish your digital razzmatazz and all the rest, how many does it translate into bringing tourists to a particular tourist site? That is a bottom
creating jobs.
How does exactly?
Exactly. If you can't bring this tourists to either local or inbound, and you can't create job, you can't make the arts and craft people to feel the impact of tourism. And you're talking about
make Nigerians to own the business.
So we are nowhere. So they must marry to do. If you do all your digital, let's have tourists at destinations in Nigeria.
So Nigeria first. Let me out to Bumi. Nigeria first. Nigeria first means that we not now to show passion about Nigeria.
Yeah.
No more story. I don't. In fact, there's no more story. No more drinking and eating. Let's just go out there and do the work. I mean, let it be that, you broke down. Let's take it that you broke down, or you're in hospital because you're working. I can feel the impact of that work.
Yeah.
And I think the president will be happy about that.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're still going to talk about the blue economy. Of course, there's tourism in the maritime.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to call you back here. So we're going to look at that because that's how rich this industry is.
Yeah.
So we're going to navigate all through those processes. But I'm going to hand over to you to round up. But Okore, one last word. I like praying for people. What's your prayer for? Not the National Assembly prayer, but what's the prayer? What's the prayer for these two young ladies?
Are you sending me the prayers, or I should
send the prayers?
Pray for them.
What will your prayer look like?
No, the truth is that their success is our success. If they're doing well, we're doing well. If they're not doing well, we're not doing well. So we must always wish them success in throughout their tenure as ministers.
I will pray that they listen.
Okay,
yeah. So
I like that. That. I'm going to take what I'm going to say from that. Yeah. We pray that they listen because on this show, you can be sure that on Creative Nigeria, we're going to constantly assess and reassess these ministries because that's the core of what we're about on this show. But yeah, we had a great time on the show today. Thanks to everyone who chipped in one way or another. Justina, Bosede, Ebube, Chukwebuka, Okorie. MC Amebo.
Okay. And again, before you go, I want to dance. Okorie say you are not.
We will dance. We must dance. Indeed. So, we leave you with Otu Onitsha this morning. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Jack Hill on the beat.
Executive.